How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to go over my favorite budget fishing reels. Now you may notice that I'm in a different location. You may see the hose right here, some of my fishing stuff behind me. I'm actually in my garage. I'm not in my front room like I usually am. Today we don't have any cars in here because my wife is out of town, so I get the garage. So I will say I apologize for the echo that you might hear, but I've been really wanting to do a video out here for a long time, and my 1-year-old is sleeping in his bedroom, and the front room's just a little bit too close for that. So I'm gonna take this video out here. So the way I'm gonna do this budget fishing video today is I'm gonna do it in two separate categories. Regular bass fishing rod or reels. Actually, let me move these so you can kind of see all of them a little bit. Regular bass fishing reels, and then your ultralight fishing reels. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a history of my experience or my time with spinning reels, and I prefer spinning reels over bait casting reels. I have had 3 years now of buying, selling, trading, Facebook Marketplace, whatever it may be, and I've used plenty of spinning reels over the past 3 years, and I've used Daiwa, Shimano, Lew's, Ozark Trail, the Walmart brand, Pflueger. I got a Pflueger right here. Quantum's one of my favorites. And I have come to a conclusion that these reels in front of me are the best bang for your buck reels. And I have probably owned at least 30, I would say 25, 30 spinning reels over the past 3 years. And now I have gotten them down to 3 or to 6 reels total that are just my absolute favorite. So let's just start with the ultralight spinning reels, and then we'll move into the move into the bass reels. So I'm going to start with the most expensive of the two ultralight spinning reels, and that's going to be the Pflueger Trion. If you've never used a Pflueger Trion or any Pflueger in that matter, you need to. Pfluegers are such dependable, strong reels that do not get as much love as what they deserve. And they also have slow oscillation. For an ultralight spinning reel, this spool oscillates really slowly because it has that extra oscillation gear in it. So I will say some of the negatives when it comes to, I'll cover the negatives primarily first. When it comes to Pfluegers, is that they are a little on the heavier side. Pfluegers are not super light reels until you get up to like $150. Your budget Pflueger reels, your Monarch, your Trion, your President, if you even consider that a budget reel, that's a $60 reel. It is still lower on the spinning reel spectrum, but once you get above 50 bucks, that's when I start going, okay, you're no longer in the true budget category. So this is, when I bought this 3 years ago, and I've used it more times than I ever count in the 3 years I've owned it. This used to be a $30 spinning reel, but because of inflation, spinning reels have gone up quite a bit. This is now a $45 to $50 reel now, when it used to be a $30 reel. So when I bought this 3 years ago, this was a heck of a deal, because this was going up against the Shimano Sienna, the Shimano FX, the Daiwa Laguna, and this was outperforming those like no other. Now that this is a $50 reel, it's more competing against the Shimano, the Shimano Nexade and the Daiwa Revros. This still is a better reel in my opinion than those two, but it is a much more competitive race now that this is a $50 spinning reel versus when it was a $30 spinning reel. When it was $30, it was killing everything. But now that it's $45, $50, it's more in line. This is still, I would rather have this reel over those Shimanos and Daiwas, but it is a little bit more expensive than what I originally paid for it. So let's move on to the true budget spinning reel, ultralight spinning reel. That is my absolute favorite ultralight spinning reel, budget spinning reel that I've ever used. And that is this little cheap bad boy right here. I've already done a full review, and I think I did a short reel review on it. And this is the Lew's Lightspeed. And as you can see, this is a very smooth little reel. It's only $20, $22 at most at Walmart. So Walmart exclusive. This is a 3 bearing system. It has a spring a spring bail system. It doesn't have a piston clicking system. It has a graphite crank arm with a rubber knob. And this thing is crazy light for a 500 size. This is barely over 4 ounces. And for a ultralight spinning reel, that is really light. Just any spinning reel, but especially for ultralight spinning reel being under, I think it's 4.6 ounces, that is crazy light. So I absolutely love this reel. This is my favorite budget ultralight fishing reel. Now let's move on to the regular bass fishing reels. Now, if these reels were offered, actually one of them is, if most of these reels were offered at ultralight sizes, these would be better, in my opinion, especially for the price, than the Pflueger Trion and the Lew's. However, most of these are not offered in that ultralight spinning reel category. So let's just start again with the most expensive and work our way down to the cheapest, and then I will tell you what is my overall favorite. So the most expensive of these reels is the Quantum Drive. This is the Octane, but the Drive and the Octane are pretty much the exact same thing. The Octane is the Dick's Sporting Goods exclusive. The only main difference is that the colors between these reels are just slightly different. And the Drive has 9 ball bearings versus this has 5 ball bearings. I'm just going to say right now, this is the best looking of the reels. I mean, just look how gorgeous this reel is. And it's got that red design, the rear reel engine design where there's no side cover bolts, no side cover at all. It's only got 1 screw back there, so it just looks really nice. I'm a big fan of this reel. I will say this isn't the smoothest of all my reels, but man, looks really get you a long way when your reel is looking this good. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the red, the metallic red with the flat paint, flat black. It just looks gorgeous. And it's a smooth reel. It's a 10-pound drag system. The drag clicker isn't the loudest like I've talked about on my review, but this is a phenomenal reel. It's got a direct connect handle on it, which adds to the strength. You will never have to worry about the crank arm falling off. But again, phenomenal reel. I'm going to tell you right now, is this my favorite reel of the group? No. But there's a reason why after me buying 25, 30 reels, this is still in my inventory. It is one of my favorite reels. So let's go down to the next reel. Actually, before I go to the next reel, I forgot to say when it came to this Pflueger Trion, this also has a direct connect crank arm. So you know your crank arm's never going to fall off. Any reel, ultralight spinning reel at $50, your Shimano Nexave and your Daiwa Revros, your even going up to the Daiwa Regal Sienna, or not Sienna, the Shimano Sedona, those aren't direct connect. That's an $85 reel and it doesn't have a direct connect. So this Pflueger gives you still a lot of bang for your buck. But anyway, let's get back into the regular bass fishing reels. So the next expensive reel, it's $5 cheaper at $35. This was a $40 reel. This is a $35 reel. This is the Lew's LZR or Laser Pro. Look how smooth that reel is. This is such a phenomenal smooth reel. This is seriously in the contender to be my favorite reel of all time. There's another reel that might beat it out slightly, but man, it is it is a close race. And this Lew's Laser Pro is a 3000 size. I already did a regular review and a real short review, so I won't go into too much detail, but it does have a sealed drag system, a 12-pound felt drag system, your typical skeletonized Lew's bail, rotor, everything is skeletonized. And as you can just see here, just look how smooth this reel is. And it's only $35. This is easily as good as any $85, $90 reel. Once you get up to that $100 point, that's when you start getting into your aluminum frames. And none of these reels are aluminum frame. They're all graphite frame. But these reels are amazing. They're easily as good as any $85, $90 reel. So that's the Lew's. Now let's move on to the next cheapest reel, and that is the Ozark Trail OTX 3000. And this is only $1 cheaper. This is $34. I think Ozark Trail knew about this Laser Pro and they wanted to undercut it just by $1 to entice people to buy this reel. And this reel is just as good, if not a little bit better. I still go back and forth. So the reason why I think this reel might be a little bit better, it has very similar specs to that Lew's Laser Pro. It's got the seal drag system. It's got a 12-pound, I think it's 12-pound drag system, clicking bail system, just like that. And it pretty much sounds exactly the same. What I think puts this reel a little ahead, if you care about this, I don't care about it as much, but everything else spec-wise is very comparable. This Lew's is a 10-ball bearing system. This is an 8-ball bearing system. But if you have at least 6-ball bearings, that's all I care about. Anything above that is just kind of a plus. But the thing that makes this reel a little bit better, in my opinion, is the weight. This is a 9.2 ounce 3,000 size spinning reel, and this is a 7.4 ounce 3,000 size spinning reel. So you have almost 2 full ounces lighter with this reel versus a Lew's Laser Pro, and you do kind of feel that on the water. Again, I'm not a big person when it comes to the lightest possible reel. I think if people who really care about that, maybe you should hit the gym more. I don't know, but it is just a little bit lighter, and you do feel that on the water a little bit more. So this might be my favorite, but let's move on. Last but not least, let's move on to the cheapest reel. And this reel is cheap. It's half the price, less than half the price than all of these. And that is another Ozark Trail. I just did a real short review on this a couple weeks ago. This is the Ozark Trail OT. This is a part of the 3,000 size, or 3,000, 6'6", $30 combo. You can't buy this reel by itself, but it's only $30 for the combo. So it's $15 for the rod and $15 for this reel. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, for the price, this is the best reel. However, these other reels up here are better. This is a 6-ball bearing reel. It doesn't have a clicking piston drag system or bail system. It has a spring, but it's a strong spring. Seal drag system too. Really good looking aluminum spool, double anodized. It's got a zinc alloy crank arm. I said before I thought it might have been graphite, but I actually found out it is a zinc alloy. So it's metal. It's just not as light as aluminum. And that's the other thing. This reel is pretty darn heavy. This is a 9.3 ounce. So it's a little heavier than this heavy Lew's. But the thing that I really love about this reel is that it feels so strong. I have caught massive fish on this. I've caught really big pike, really big bowfin, gar, catfish, and this thing is just held up. Even though it's $15, it is clearly the strongest graphite frame out of all of these reels. The graphite in general is just way stronger than the rest of these reels, and that's why it's a little bit heavier, because this graphite is so heavy, or is so strong. So let's just take a step back and let's actually go over what I think. Let's organize them in what I think is my favorite, or what I think is the best, down to what is my least favorite. Now, these are all my favorite, but this is going to be like the favorite of my favorites. So number one, oh my God, this is so hard. I'm still in my head right now, going back and forth, going like, what reel is my favorite? Even to this last second, I've been thinking about this for months, literally months. I've been thinking about doing this video. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to call it out right now. My favorite is the $34. What I think is the best is the $34 Ozark Trail OTX 3000. And look, I didn't go over this. It's got a really nice cork knob. It's just a phenomenally smooth reel. It looks really good. It's not trying too hard. You can tell it's a good quality reel without it trying to look cool like the Lew's or the Quantum. They try a little too hard to look cool. I mean, I still prefer their looks, but I do think they look cool. But there's just like a subtle, almost like a Fluger feel to this reel. It's not trying too hard to be cool. It's really reliable. It's really strong. It's really light. 8-ball bearings. You just can't go wrong with this, and it's only $34. So that's my favorite. My second favorite is going to have to go to the Lew's Laser Pro, or LZR Pro. This thing, again, is just a beast. It's so strong, really strong graphite frame. Ridiculous bail clicking system. You can just hear that slap over. It's got Lew's typical really strong aluminum handles. Just look how smooth this reel is. It's a little bit smoother than this OTX, I think. I think they're about the same smoothness. And the reason why this one isn't as smooth anymore is because I've had this for 3 years and I have dunked this reel more times than I can count. And guess what? I haven't cleaned it out yet. So it's a little less smooth because it's a little dirty on the inside and I need to clean it. So that's my second, the Lew's Laser Pro. My third favorite is probably gonna be the Ozark Trail OT because it's only $15 and it's smoother than my Quantum Drive. This is a crazy smooth reel for 6-ball bearings. The only reason why this one isn't first, you can kind of see when I spun it, you see it's kind of wobbling around. It's not wobbling because anything's loose. It's just not as balanced as the other reels. Yeah, you can see it's not as balanced, but it's only $15. Who's going to be on the water going that hard on their reel, right? Spinning it that hard. You're not going to feel it all that much. You may feel it a little bit, but these other two reels do feel just slightly more refined. So this is my third favorite reel out of the bunch. And then finally, of my regular bass spinning reels, it's the Quantum Drive. This isn't nearly as smooth. I think the Octane. I think the Drive is a little bit smoother because of those 4 additional bearings. So I haven't gotten my hands on that. I've used it once before and it did feel a little bit smoother. But this thing is still one of my favorites because just look at that reel. It is my favorite looking reel. So that is my favorite of my regular bass fishing reels. So it's the OT, number 1, Laser Pro, number 2, Ozark Trail OT, number 3, and the Quantum Octane / Drive as my 4th favorite. And then when it comes to my ultralight, I gotta give it to the Lew's Light Speed. This thing is for only $22, is punching way above its weight. It's easily better than the Shimano Noxave. It's better than the Daiwa Revros. I know that will be a controversial statement because Daiwa fanboys love the Revros. And I used to own a Revros. I really like it. However, it just felt a little on the loose side. It was like this is $20. You can hear a little bit of wobble there, but it's only $20. When I'm spending $50, $60 on a spinning reel, I do not want to hear any of that. And that reel has more wobble than this reel. And then you got the Pflueger. This is my second favorite ultralight spinning reel. I only have 2 ultralight spinning reels other than that behind me, other than my Mitchell Avocent. That doesn't even fall in line. I won't even put that in comparison to these. That is clearly a cheaper reel. I do like it, but it's not going to be up there as one of my favorites. So that's my favorite budget spinning reels from top to bottom. And I hope I didn't go into too much detail with any of these reels. I wanted to try to keep this video just a little bit shorter, within 20 minutes. I'm right at that point. So let me know what you guys think. If you agree with my assessment, if I didn't hit any reels that you thought should be in this list, leave a comment. Let me know. I'll see you guys next time, all right?